galaxy's too big to be stuck in the same place.
Oh, sorry. Was just doing some math in my head.
Hope you've got your
Trade the
pen at
gags
the
with
ready,
you.
Walter.
You had a hell of a shake, getting bullied in the void. Starborn sure know how to make an entrance. Ready to head back out there? The Eye can help you find the artifacts, but I'm afraid she's blind to our new competitor.
Sometimes I think you only keep me around because I pay for everything.
You and I both know you have the credits.
No
to
telling
spare.
the exact number, but they're getting harder to find. Got some equipment, repairs, and upgrades on the making-do list. The Eye's straining to her limits these days. I'll hold on to these charts until you're ready then.
Yeah, the way you handle
Looking to
things.
do some more drifts out there in the fringe? Got a few will put your provisioning to the test. Double check the safety and locks wherever you go, okay? Exploration's dangerous, even without some nefarious group trying to kill you.
I'd like to talk to you about something, when you have the chance. Curious feeling, knowing that you've seen something that no one else has. That you know something no one else does.
Hey, Barrett. Don't you still owe me 100 credits?
What? No, I paid you back 2 weeks ago.
What?
Oh,
You said that
Right.
last week. Come on.
I was afraid you were going to bring that up again. Very well. Let's see if I embarrass myself or not. My colleagues, I venture out into the darkness of space once again. Many of you have expressed concern. At my age, you say, surely the risks are too great. Surely Sebastian Banks has earned a rest. Nonsense, I say. To go out into the unknown, to brave the possibility of never coming back, to ignite the spark of hope that humanity will find answers out there in the stars, that is all I have ever wanted. If this last expedition is my time, then I say, I have been fortunate. I have been fortunate to leave, surrounded by people who could not be more different from one another, but who share a common purpose. That, dare I say, I am fortunate my soul has a home it can always come back to. And that was the last thing Sebastian Banks ever said in the lodge before he disappeared. And Constellation has been waiting for him to come home ever since. Not my first time in a hostile negotiation, as you well know. Admittedly, I usually know more about who I'm facing off against. I'm very interested in what Noel can learn from the scans. The technology on that ship was impressive, to say the least. If there's a chance, we could learn enough to duplicate some of it. Oh, I'm not arguing otherwise. But at the end of the day, I do own a corporation based around building spaceships. You can't blame me. I want you to know I was very impressed with your work back on Neon. There's no fooling you. Don't worry, this is a much lower stake opportunity. My Star Yard's been having a little trouble getting our next project off the ground. I need someone capable and decisive to step in and steer it in the right direction. Interested? As you know, I'm a busy man, running a company, helping to manage Constellation's financial needs. It doesn't leave me with much time to get into the weeds with every little business venture that comes my way. Besides, think of this as a rare opportunity to help shape the future of a major consumer brand. Of course, now that I know you're interested. It's a new ship. We want to diversify our fleet. Now, I don't know why the people I pay very handsomely to come up with new designs can't seem to get out of the R&D phase. And frankly, I don't care. I just want someone, you, to go there and show them how it's done. R&D needs to happen first whenever work starts on a new project. It's a natural stalling point since we need to make so many big decisions. In this case, we're talking about looking at our existing fleet of ships and using data we've gathered to see what consumers want. But of course, each member of the R&D team can interpret that data to suit their own confirmation bias. I'm guessing that's what we're seeing here. To be honest, I prefer it. I have professional designers, and obviously they can't do the job. They're floundering. And as I've seen firsthand, you dabble in all spectrums. Blue-collar work, exploration, fighting. I could go on. What better person to tell those overpaid muckety-mucks how to build a ship for the discerning consumer? Excellent. I'll send word ahead to the project lead, Jules Degante, that you're taking point. They'll all be instructed to listen to you and follow your direction. I expect big things from you, so I'm excited to see what you manage to deliver. I don't believe you'll let me down.
Oh, your father visited. He seemed desperate, or excited, to find you. He left this note.
I think you may be trying to take a little too much on. Literally.
I know everyone's excited by the artifacts, but we need to be as objective as possible and be aware of possible negative effects. Okay, let's take a look.
Well...
You mean what could be the biggest discovery in the history of humanity? Yeah, I've got some thoughts. Scans are still inconclusive, but I think we've seen enough to know that we're dealing with something potentially even more unusual than the artifacts. There are so many questions beyond just who are they? How did they find you? How do they know about the artifacts? Why has no one ever seen them before? Yeah, well, I'm worried whether or not it's okay. It was one thing when this was just about us investigating the artifacts. A weird phenomenon that didn't come with creepy threats or questions about aliens or whatever it is that's going on now. I know we'll figure it all out in the end. It's just kind of a lot right now. Stay safe, okay?
Feel free to bet you never expected to end up involved in something like this. There's certainly precedent, isn't there? We've been operating for a while now on the fringes of what we, humans, know and understand. Why rule anything out? I just think we should be open-minded, keep everything on the table. I did say it was a metaphor, didn't I? Never meant it to be taken completely literally, but you never know. Maybe they appeared in a form we're familiar with. It's the argument I have with Walter every other week. Science and reason have their place, but so does faith. We have all of them at our disposal, and I don't for 1 second believe they're mutually exclusive. Take care of yourself.
Ah, hello. Goodbye.
Yes? Never mind. Sorry. Thinking of something else. Yes, please, go on. Okay. Right.
Hey, something you need? Talk to you later.
Good luck out there on the fringe. Keep both eyes on the back while you're out there. Make sure those Starborn don't creep up on you. Find myself thinking of the fleet. You know you can take a mark, you don't open comms. It's all storm and fire and sifting the wreckage after it's over. But if you're not so sure, you play the bully's gambit. Hope they don't challenge the threats you throw at them. Sound familiar? Maybe. All the worse for us, not knowing their intent. A striker lurking in the shadows has good reason to hide. Won't be easy to drag them into the light. Jaw the words another time, then.
I hope you're happy. Ahoy, Captain! Worried? No, I think it's fascinating. I know they maybe seem scary at first, but what if it's just a threat display? You know, how lots of species will puff themselves up or show off their teeth and growl? To scare off anything they don't like. Right. We should just keep an open mind. Sure sounds like we haven't seen the last of them, so I guess we'll see what happens. Bye!
I don't know about you, but a fella could do a lot worse than Constellation. Ask away. Ask away. Goodbye.
Did you need something? Need to see what I'm carrying? All right, then. Never would I have imagined to encounter something like these Starborn. Now I feel that rather than having answers, we only have more questions. I suppose this proves that idea succinctly. Regardless of how impossible they may have seemed before now, I must say that I do not like being threatened by anyone. I do not understand how seeking answers can be so dangerous. Clearly, these Starborn are connected to the artifacts, which would mean that they are also connected to that temple you found. Did they make these things? Have they appropriated them? This all implies there is something more, something we do not yet understand. Was there more? Yes. Given our first interaction with them, that seems likely. We will need to be on our guard from now on. They seem to know much about us. Perhaps we can learn more about them to make it even. We should return to our search then. There's still so much to do. Yes? If I can take a few things, I will. I am happy to help shoulder the load. If there's anything you need, I am happy to share. Back to it then. I also wish to be prepared for any situation, but there are practical limits, no?
Yes, infallible one?
What? Well, I'll be. Honey, we got ourselves a visitor. I'll get the coffee brewing.
Oh, my God. Oh, you about gave me a heart attack.
Not that we're not thrilled to see you, son, but I thought you were under contract with Argos Extractors. Is everything all right? Well, I'll be. Constellation? Is this one of those candid camera vids? A joke?
My child is a member of Constellation. I just knew you were special. Didn't I always say that? That you were meant for great things? Great things. Well, I know what I've read about in the news. The explorers. Years ago, there was a stretch where Constellation was in fashion. People would gossip about them all the time. I must say it's been a while since I've heard anything about them, though. Glad to know they're still around. Oh, say again? I should record that and play it back. Mom, you were right. Oh, but you didn't give me any notice. If I'd known, I'd have your favorite meal in the oven. And your room is just a mess. Although that's how you left it.
Easy, honey. Let the boy catch his breath. Why don't you settle in? You know you're always welcome.
There's just so much to do in New Atlantis. I still can't get over you being here. And it's not even Mother's Day. So, I gotta ask, is there anyone special in your life? With you being in Constellation now, I imagine you are quite the catch. I knew it. You have that spring in your step. A mother knows. I won't press, dear. Don't worry.
Yes, well, this is getting a bit personal.
I know you didn't live in this apartment long, but I want you to consider this your home away from home. Your bed is always yours, no questions asked. I mean, well, I will ask questions, but you can stay here no matter the answers. It's complicated. Maybe one day I'll get into it. But neither of us mind moving. I think we both have a bit of nomad in us. I think, though, New Atlantis is our forever home. No bother at all. Stay as long as you like. Anything you want to talk about, dear? Oh, ain't that the truth? With both of our pensions, we still couldn't afford it. But with what you send home, well, we get by. And of all the places we've lived, New Atlantis is just so full of culture and life. Now that we're both retired, you mean? I keep trying to push your father to do things. Dance lessons, vacation, take some courses. I'm really interested in early colonial art. But he's just happy as a clam reading in his chair for hours. Wants to know the history of every little thing. It's nice to have time to do both, though. Well, one of your old classmates made junior VP at Galbank. Their father was bragging for hours. Can't wait to tell him about Constellation. Talking with you has made my day. I'm being serious.
The money you sent home, well, it means a lot. To both of us. I still can't believe it. Constellation. The stories make them seem so exotic, so, well, romantic, almost. But how is it for real? You liking it? It's funny how you can live years where the days all blend together. But then out of the blue, whammo, everything's different. I've got some news of my own. You are now officially looking at a retiree. Taught my final class last Thursday. The faculty threw me a party and everything. It's too bad you weren't here then. You could have had some cake. I gave it my good old college try. You see what I did there? Enough about that. Anything you want to talk about before you have to go? I mean, stay. Stay as long as you like, but I imagine you're all excited to get to discovering. Planning a proper, honest-to-goodness vacation. Nothing too fancy. I've been promising your mom a trip for years, and I got no excuses now. Your mother's been sending me links all day about such and such deals and excursions, but it'll be good to get out. You know, it's supposed to be us taking care of you, right? I'd like to say we'll pay you back the money you sent home. Well, I appreciate it. We appreciate it. More than you know. Retirement's treating me well, but there are some days I almost missed the class from. Don't say anything to your mom about this, but she got some work done at Enhance. She keeps looking younger every day, I tell her. Not that I mind. It's good to have you home.
We saved at least 10% of the down payment. Our bank could loan us the rest.
Having a good one?
Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
I like to think of myself as your emotional support.
Hey there, hon.
Human. Where are we going? What are we doing? What's next for me and you?
Industries is looking for the young, bright minds of the future. Applied to the dangerous galaxy.
Tevin Anastas has run into some trouble. Word to the wise. You don't want to listen to that.
Another version of you.
If you're wondering what that smell is, it's Leon.
If you're here to buy, I'm afraid we only sell direct to retailers. Again! Look, you can tell Mr. Okaribo that I'm doing everything I can. Blood from a stone, if you'll pardon the expression. Oh. I'm afraid I've stepped right into it again. Damn. You aren't here about Mr. Okadibo's debt to Kelkor. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Let me start over. My name's Clover McKenna, but you can call me Chloe. Sorry for me outburst. I'm not sure. I think he's afraid that I won't be here, and he'll have to deal with my father. Someone who has a lot less patience than I do. Just a few weeks ago, he paid some poor fella to come up here and request a bit more time to pay back his debt. That's why I snapped at you like that. I thought he'd done it again. That's kind of you. This mess with Mr. Okadibo over at the Neon Mining League has really thrown me off my game. It's a shop over in Akuchi Market. You know, the plaza next to Ryujin Tower? They sell all sorts of mining supplies and raw materials. It's a fine little shop, well stocked and immaculate. Mr. Okadibo is the owner. He's a lovely, lovely man, but his aspirations are one grav jump longer than his business instincts. Normally, yes, but in this case, Mr. Okadibo has put me in a real bind. Mr. Okadibo owes a substantial debt to Keldcor. I've given him more than enough time to try and come up with the money, but my father's patience is running out. Frankly, I don't know how much longer I can stall. For now, but let's not mistake my position for what it really is. A test set out by my father. He's set to retire in a few years, and I'm his only next of kin. But I'm guessing he's not sure if I'm ready to take over the company. So he shuttles me out here for two reasons. One, to flash a friendly face for our clients he flies out here as a perk. And two, gets his firebrand of a daughter as far away from him as possible. He's a real piece of work. Because my father has a ridiculous sense of humor, and I can't stand the name Clover. I mean, seriously, Clover? Our family's Irish, for God's sake. I don't think he could have possibly been more on the nose with that name. Ha ha, very funny, Dad. Niall? Oh, he's the CEO of Kelpcorp. The whole blessed thing. If you asked him, he'd claim he started the company with next to nothing and built it into a megacorp in under 30 years. Truth is, he tends to forget the multi-million credit trust he tapped into as a crutch. But that's my father for you. We're a tech company that primarily specializes in mining operations. We handle everything from individual standalone units to fully engineered outpost systems. Basically, if it's made of rock, our gear chews it. Might not be as glamorous as some of the other corps in this building, but it pays the bills. You'd be willing to help out. That's awfully kind of you. No, you've got it all wrong. Saburo, Mr. Okadigbo, he's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, especially in this city. He really needs help, but he's too proud to accept any money from me. Maybe he'd listen to someone like you? That is a rather personal question, and I would prefer we kept things professional. If you don't mind. Oh, that'd be splendid. Just amazing. If you can get his debt off my conscience, I'd be grateful. It's been on my mind so much I've been keeping a diary. And don't worry about payment. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. McKenna always keeps that promise. When he opened the shop, he outfitted it with equipment from our company. Spent a bundle of cash he didn't have. Obviously, business hasn't been going well, because he's fallen way behind on his payments. Opening a mining business on a world almost entirely covered in ocean probably wasn't the most savvy of business plans. I suppose he intended to cater to travelers that were passing through our system. But it's clearly backfired. A poor man. Have a fine day.
If you'll excuse me, I have a deadline to meet.
Welcome to Kelpcorp.
What do you want to do for the break later?
Sorry, I'm busy.
I don't know, but I gotta get out of here. It's been non-stop interruptions since this morning, and I'm not spending another break at my desk listening to Cody eat with his mouth open.
One of those days, huh?
More like one of those months. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to Terrabrew right now.
Yeah? I'll go with you. We can pick up an extra for Chloe if she asks.
I'm glad I ended up at Kelpcorp. Miss McKenna treats her employees like family.
Are you supposed to be here?
Don't go causing trouble.
Can't talk. I've got a deadline coming up.
Clover McKenna at your service. Nice visiting with you.
Don't you have something better to do?
Get lost. I have a job.
Enhance your life. Here at Enhance. So go out, have your fun, live your fulfill a full range of personalities. Technological leader, and let Ryujin Industries help you.
See? I told you. Look at this place. Ridiculous, right?
Why would someone open a mining supplies business on an ocean planet?
Exactly. I can't believe this place is still open. I give it a few more months before this loser packs it in.
Ah, don't be such a jerk. We should look around and see if there's something we can buy.
Yeah, sure. You want to waste your credits? You go right ahead.
What's up?
Take it easy.
It's a wonderful day, my friend. Welcome, welcome, my friend. It's been a long time since I've seen a new face. Isn't it obvious, my friend? I sell mining supplies of all shapes and sizes, as well as many, many hard-to-find types of ore. Everything I sell is carefully portioned, securely crated, and ready to be delivered right into the cargo hold of your ship. The first time I'd laid eyes on this building, I felt the same way. You see, when I opened this shop, I had grand ambitions of creating a mining supply empire on Volai. Yet here I am, only a few years later, pockets empty, and my business on the verge of closure. It is a sad day. I don't know, my friend. I suppose I would be at Neon's mercy, just another failed dreamer, walking the streets and living in a sleep crate. If only I had someone, perhaps like yourself, that would be able to assist me, I might be able to get back on my feet. You would do that for a total stranger? Bless you, my friend. Bless you. I've come up with an idea that I'm hoping will generate a lot of interest in my business, and you were the final element that was missing. If you could bring these flyers to some of the other vendors in Neon, it would explain how we can improve our businesses as a group. I would be at Neon's mercy, but with your help. Many in Neon keep to their own, and I believe this is why we fail. James Newell and his Merchant Alliance friends are on the right track, but all they do is spend their time complaining, never solving. We must unify, band together, and help each other out. Then, when one of us falls, the others can reach down and help him rise from the dust. In the meantime, we would refer people to each other's shops, perhaps even promote sales together. It would benefit us all. Wonderful, simply wonderful. You have no idea the weight you have lifted from my shoulders. I appreciate your help. If there's anything I can do, anything at all, please let me know. Oh, she did. Miss McKenna is very kind, but I cannot accept. It is my responsibility to pay the loan. If I cannot, then what happens, happens. Really? Let me take a look. Oh, I did not know she felt this way. She is always so professional. I thought she did not like me. That is why I have sent proxies to negotiate my debt. And I like her. Oh, that came out wrong. What I meant to say was, I respect her business acumen. Look at me. My palms are sweating. Regardless, you have done me a service, and for that, I thank you. You can tell Miss McKenna, I mean Chloe, that I accept her offer. I do have feelings for her, and maybe now I will have the courage to tell her. I know they say never to mix business with pleasure, but there are always exceptions. Listen to me, my friend. I hear what the people say on the street. They call me crazy for opening a mining business on an ocean world. I was aiming so much higher, hoping to attract these space travelers, passing through the Volai system on their prospecting journeys. It was stupid to assume I could corner the market on mining supplies and raw materials without a solid foundation. And by God, I've paid the price. Certainly, my friend. Please let me know when those flyers have been handed out.
If you're looking for supplies, this is the place. Hey there, welcome to Newell's. Here, let me see that. Oh, not a bad idea. You might be onto something here. Thanks for bringing this to me. The first time I brought up the subject, we got into a huge argument. Sigurd said he had every intention of paying Neon security and that it was final. After that, I tried to speak to him a few times, but he's always been too busy to spend the time to sit down and have a decent conversation. It's obvious he has no intentions of talking to me anymore. I honestly don't know what I did to make him so angry with me. Thanks for stopping by our shop.
How can I help you today? If you have a bit of money to spend, we could have a good day.
Food? Check. Neuro lamps?
Want to challenge your instincts at home?
Satisfy your cravings and your curiosity. Because everything...
Your dad's jumping in from where?
Paradiso. All this time we thought he was just being some miserable hermit on Aquila.
You think he finally regrets disappearing on
Ah,
those
a
years?
customer. Feel free to spend your credits.
He finally ran out of
or get the hell out. Your gig.
No wonder you're
Yeah?
standing up.
You need something? If you're here for blend, I just had a new batch come in last night. Did you even bother to look at the shop's name before you stumbled in here? Legrand's Liquors? No? Okay, let me help you out then. So I'm Legrand, that's me, and I sell liquor. You know, the stuff that gets you drunk? Ah, here I thought the name would explain it all. Then you gotta be new in Neon, because it's only the most popular drink in the city. You should try one. I guarantee that once you taste it, you'll be hooked. No mystery, the name says it all. Look, I don't have time for chit-chat. I've got a lot of business to take care of, so if you don't mind hurrying this along, that'd be great. As soon as word gets out Blend is back in stock, it's going to be a stampede. No, are you crazy? I've got a captive audience here. Business is booming. Blend is part of the neon charm. It's iconic. Not to mention that Blend's mix of special ingredients can only be found here. What are you, the nosy type? Why do you care? But if you must know, business is good. It's always good. Blend is a local phenomenon. It gets people in the door. So are you going to buy any, or are you just gonna talk my ear off? Probably because you can't buy it anywhere else except at my shop. And I mean anywhere. As in the entire settled systems. It's got a special blend of secret ingredients that you can only find in Neon. But, what? No, I don't care about any of your damn secrets. Wait, do you really think I'm that stupid? Let's get one thing straight. The recipe for Blend dies with me, and there's nothing anyone can do or say that will make me change my mind. If that's a letdown for you, then all I can say is, you better get used to disappointment. Whatever, just hand it over. I'll look at it on my own time. Well, what a coincidence. I have some for sale. Yeah, I'll see you later.
I can't imagine disappearing on my family.
Hey there, friend. Need something?
Maybe if I move to the Volley Hotel, that won't cut me off. Hey, if you hear about any entry-level job openings, let me know. I've been trying to find an office job, but all of them require like 5 years of experience.
You're always goddamn sorry. Try actually doing.
Well, I went to school for business, but it's not like I remember any of it. In my last interview, the recruiter asked me what I thought about Keynesian economics. I asked her, which planet is Kenzie on again? And she just looked at me and cringed. I don't blame her. Kelt Corp and Stroud, but I haven't heard back, and that's threatening to cut off the cred spigot. That's exactly why I haven't applied there. Way too much competition. To be honest, I don't really know what I want. I just know that if I don't find something soon, my parents won't just disown me. They'll have me stripped for parts. Kelt Corp and Stroud. I I know, but I just wish they'd tell me so I don't have to deal with the anxiety anymore. Let me know if you hear of any openings.
Security scan complete.
The other day, Sticks,
Threat level.
I met
medium.
a miner from Gazal.
Enjoy your stay. I'm sorry. I did not understand your query. Please rephrase.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get her either. Not at first. But then I realized she wasn't a miner. She was a gold digger. How did I know? 'Cause all she ever wanted was mine. Get it? Ah, you get it, Sticks. You're laughing under that thing, I can tell.
I'm sorry. I did not understand your query. Please rephrase.
Need a weapon? Maybe some ammo?
All weapons are currently 0% off. Frank Brennick is the proprietor of Neon Tactical. My primary function is security and protection. I'm sorry. Your inquiry is invalid. Neon Tactical deals in weapons and armor for use in combat, for paint and home decor. Please visit the appropriate vendor. End query.
If you're here to buy, take a look around the shop. Just keep your hands where I can see them. Oh, I don't know. Stuff things in your pocket and run. Rob me at gunpoint. Shoot me in the head. I've survived on Neon far too long to take any chances. Good. Then just buy what you want and get out of here. If you don't like it, talk to Sticks. He runs our, complaints department. See that giant Model A right over there? Yeah, that Sticks. And if I were you, I wouldn't get on his bad side. He has a very short temper. See, now, you're just getting technophobic. And that's gonna hurt his feelings. You know, I'm sick and tired of people coming in here and treating Sticks like he's some kind of sideshow exhibit. I mean, look at that graffiti they sprayed onto his chassis. If I could find the asshole who did that, I'd make him pay for the paint removal. I know you'll be surprised, but thanks to my sparkling personality, I don't exactly have the easiest time making friends. That means I spend a lot of time talking to Sticks, and Model A robots, they're not really programmed for casual conversation. The net result is I end up talking to a machine and looking like I'm out of my mind. Hell, maybe I am. It's no big secret. I lost it fighting on the Freestar side during the Colony War. I was a ground pounder. Slogged it out in the trenches with the troops. And did pretty well, too. Until an EM weapon took out our transport. They pulled me out of the wreckage, but the damage was done. Honestly, I consider myself lucky. Most of the other soldiers died in the crash. I knew a guy a few years ago who ran up a hell of a tab with me. I'm talking thousands of credits, but at least he'd make regular payments. One day the payments stopped, so I tracked him down. Found out he got mixed up with an Aurora dealer and fell from the upper platform. Since I had a legit claim, the city awarded me his property, which amounted to the contents of a storage container. Guess what I found inside? Took me a few months to scrounge up the parts, but I'd say I did a pretty decent job getting Sticks up and running. You'd do that? Huh. Okay. Maybe I misjudged you. Look, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that I'm not the most popular guy on the block, and that suits me fine. But this person took it too far, made it personal. I'm not about to let some delinquent hassle the only friend that I have. I appreciate the offer, but it isn't about the money. The lowlife that did this to my buddy calls himself Warlord. You can probably find him somewhere near Euphorica. Scare the crap out of this punk, and it'll teach all the Ebside lunatics that nobody messes with me and the sticks. Warlord's one of the disciples, one of Neon's street gangs that claims it owns Ebside. A few years back, the gang tried to break in here and rob my place, but Styx put one of them down and sent another to Reliant on a stretcher. He and his buddies have been harassing me ever since, mostly by scaring away my customers and stealing my deliveries. Warlord still swears he'll get even with me, and he came pretty damn close when he somehow managed to disable Styx and sprayed him with paint. It feels like it's only a matter of time before he gets past Styx, and I'm done for. I don't need any handouts. I'll pass. You know, Styx, crime in this city gets worse by the day. Vandals, thieves, gangs.
I'm sorry. I did not understand your query. Please rephrase.
What don't you understand, Styx? Crime happens because the people in charge let it.
Yeah? What? Yeah? Buying, selling, or moving? Yeah? Well, then let me spell it out for you. You either walked into the TA to buy some goods, sell some goods, or have some liberated goods taken off your hands for a reasonable price. So, instead of wasting my time making me explain how the business world works, let's get a move on. Hey, I never said stole. You used that word, not me. Look, let's stop playing games. We both know what I'm talking about. Now what'll it be? Well, first of all, the outpost in Neon is hardly anything to be worried about. They have what, like 4 men covering the entire city? Come on! And even if one of them got, I don't know, suddenly ambitious and put the heat on us, well, there are 2 ways to solve that problem. One way is to leave an unattended cred stick on the counter. The other is to give Sayoka a call. Either way, it's business for us as usual. Really? You? Okay, sure. First, get on out of here because this isn't a recruitment station. Seriously, check out one of the mission boards if you want to run cargo for us. Jobs are for whatever's listed. And if running cargo's not your thing, then that's too bad because that's what we've got. Yeah. Various employers post jobs to the mission boards for people like you to take up. For example, the Trade Authority pays pilots to run cargo. You'll find them in bars, usually near spaceports throughout the settled systems. I don't need it. Not interested. Yes, let's. You done here? Time to move on.
For all your reported actors, business has never been better. From your smile, Harden outfitters. If we don't have it, we can get.
You wanna head to Euphorica after work tonight?
Nah, I'm feeling a little burnt out. I think I need a break.
How about hitting up the rooftops and watching lightning hit the span?
You know, that actually sounds like a good idea.
Great. I'll
Welcome to Sick Hearts Outfitters! Welcome to Sick Hearts Outfitters! Everything you need to explore the settled systems. If I don't have it, you don't need it. The question should really be, what don't we sell? We carry a wide assortment of equipment perfectly suitable for stellar exploration and extraplanetary excursions. Best selection in Neon. An artifact? Are you making this up? Well, like I said, if I don't have it, you don't need it. But I have a lot of other things you need. I've spent years perfecting my business by polling customers, measuring sales, and carefully adjusting my inventory to cater to just about everyone. So take your time, look around, ask me questions. You won't be disappointed. Thank you for noticing. I have a lot of overhead in this place, and just between you and me, I am up to my eyeballs in debt. This is a prime spot, right next to the spaceport terminal, but the bills and the rent here are astronomical. Oh yes, absolutely. It can be off-putting, I know. I picked up the habit from my mother. She was an extraordinary woman, made friends instantly wherever she traveled. Wise as well. If she was still alive, she would have told me to move my shop and cease paying these exorbitant fees. Sure, and going in, I expected it to be expensive. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with the details of my business all day. You're here to shop. So why don't you help out a poor shopkeeper like myself and buy something? I've been at this location for the last 8 years, but I've had a business in Neon for almost 20. As soon as Ryujin broke ground on the tower, I knew the city would start swarming with people, so I went all in. I love this business. It's my life. I can't imagine doing anything else. Yes, I'm aware of James's objections. That's partly why I don't go to the meetings. But if I don't pay Dexler, I'll lose my business. And what good would joining the Alliance do then? So, really, I don't have a choice here. If they want to fight Neon security, they can. But I need to protect my livelihood. It's fine in theory, but this isn't New Atlantis. It's Neon. Corruption is an institution here. What can a single alliance do to stop what's built into the foundation? I don't want to seem like a defeatist, but frankly, it feels like a waste of time. Owen Dexler is head of Neon Security, but he is less concerned with crime than he is siphoning money from honest businesses. But it's not just him. All of Neon is corrupt. The only way to survive is to give in to their demands. Easy for him to say. He doesn't have my debts. If I don't pay Dexler, I might lose my inventory. And if I lose my inventory, I'll lose my store. And why is that? Rosa said that? I remember when her and James first started. They were very green. It was a different time. Okay, you've convinced me. I will stop paying Dexler his safety assurance fee. And tell the Newells I will come to the next meeting. Maybe I will even bring some beverages and snacks. You can't stand up to Neon security on an empty stomach.
I just really need a mental break.
Don't worry. I'll stop making the payments to Drexler immediately. My dear mother would have said the same thing. The fees here are quite expensive, and I'm barely making ends meet. But I've always been quite stubborn. It has not always been easy, but I've been at this location for 8 years, and I won't give up. My business is my pride and joy. You won't find another store like mine on Neon, so please support my business with your patronage. You won't be disappointed. Business could always be better. I'll take that. Absolutely. Here's everything I currently have in stock.
Sophistication and space. The perfect marriage.
I'm happy you've come by our showroom today. On behalf of Stroud Eklund, I'd like to welcome you to our showroom today. Our company prides itself as the industry leader in spacecraft production. We use groundbreaking technology to give us a significant advantage over our competitors. You can configure your desired spacecraft at any one of our conveniently located kiosks. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to help. I'm simply giving you an insight into what we call the Stroud-Eklund difference. Feel free to have a look around our showroom. I'll be right here if you need me. When I was applying for my position here, I wasn't certain that leaving Ryujin behind was the right thing to do. I was nervous. It was Issa herself that approved my application, gave me a reassuring hug, and told me that I had to follow my dreams. She's truly a remarkable, compassionate woman. In fact, I defy you to find her equal in the corporate landscape. Actually, I've been working here for only 2 years. Previously, I was an Arboron sales representative, but that type of work wasn't for me. I could never relate to the type of clientele that purchases weapons. But spacecraft have always held a certain fascination in my mind. It was comfortable working under Ryujin's banner, but despite all of my requests, they wouldn't transfer me to the Taiyo Astroneering Division. And so, here we are. He's been to Neon a few times, but I haven't had the pleasure of his company for more than a few minutes at the most. What I can say is that, despite what's been reported by the media, Mr. Stroud is a rational luminary with uniquely future-forward vision. Cross-promotion? I don't think we need it. but I'll give it a look anyway. Have a wonderful day.
Be careful if you run into those ecliptic jerks. They fly around like they own the settled systems.
Behold, the Emporium, Neon's premier.
So, why did you drag me in here?
You said you wanted to buy something nice for your girlfriend, so here we are.
Do you think I've suddenly inherited a fortune? This place is way out of my price range.
Hey, you're the one that told me she has expensive tastes.
There's expensive, and then there's the Emporium. This place is in a class all by itself.
Yeah, I guess. Take a look around. If you find something, I'll help you out, okay?
Would you care to pick up an exquisite gift while you're here? Are you sure you're in the right place? You certainly don't look like one of our usual clientele. I cater to the high-end client. Affluent, intelligent, and successful. In Neon, that would be what we call the upper 10%. I take it from your tone I've made an error in judgment. Please forgive my disrespect. We have quite a few, shall we say, thugs that find their way into my establishment and create a disturbance. In fact, there's a particular Seoka member who calls himself Headlock, who repeatedly torments me by damaging my goods. The Seoka Syndicate, of course. I'm surprised you haven't run into any of them. They're a group of organized criminals who use threats and violence to push their own agenda. And honest people like me tend to suffer the consequences. They're based out of Neon, but no one is certain who runs the syndicate. Could be anyone. My education on Jemison consisted entirely of academics and poetry, so it's unlikely I'd be successful in that regard.
I agree that in the long term, that would be advisable, but it does not solve the immediate problem, does it?
Anyway, I've already taken up too much of your valuable time. Was there anything else I could help you with? Oh, I carry all sorts of unique items from across the settled systems. Luxury products for the discerning buyer. I'm not one to boast, but my shop won me my position as Administrator Bayou's personal decorator. His penthouse is my pièce de résistance. Before I forget, I also pay top credits to travelers that bring me unique baubles and trinkets, so keep your eyes open as you explore the spaceways. Oh? Well, maybe I'll give it some thought. Maybe. Oh my goodness, that's such a relief. You have no idea. Thank you for accepting my offer. Headlock's quite a dangerous gentleman. I believe you can find him hanging out somewhere in Epside near Frankie's Grab and Go. No one knows. Seoka are sleek, well-dressed mobsters. They aren't low-life gang members. Why they choose to hang out at a run-down little convenience store like that is beyond me. Whatever it takes, just don't go getting yourself killed on my behalf. Anyway, that's really all I know. Head back here when you've taken care of the situation. Good luck. I believe he's a newer member of Seoka. They pulled him up out of one of the street gangs that crawl through our sewers. If you're wondering how I know about that, he boasts about it every time he comes in here. He's quite a large gentleman. I believe you can find him roaming the street somewhere in Epside near Frankie's Grab and Go. Look, if he somehow disappeared, you'd be doing everyone in Neon a favor. No one would miss him, no one would care. Exquisite goods for discerning tastes. Please visit us again if you're in the market for luxury items.
Nova Galactic all the way. It comes to ship these
Behold, the Emporium. Neon's premier center of all things incredible. Enjoy one of our distinct coffee flavors, all brewed using the secret techniques of ancient Earth. Each of our baristas...
Housing here is so expensive.
Where your credits work for you.
This newest spate of violence has renewed the call for stricter regulation of the Trackers Alliance. The Alliance released a press statement saying that the march was accurate and the tracker in question didn't hurt anyone. But if history is any judge...
Save it for someone who gives a damn.
Keep it moving. You don't need to wear your helmet on this planet. You know that, right?
Another day,
You know, I
another
went to
shift.
chef school. This ain't exactly where I saw it. I don't like the look of you.
Original. Bored. Ever look in the mirror and wish you could see another...
Hi there. Welcome to Enhance. Welcome to Enhance. If you're tired of seeing that same old face in the mirror every morning and you're looking for something different, we can help. Our state-of-the-art machinery uses a patented proprietary technology that can reshape your facial features or give you a new head of hair. For a small, one-time fee, you can enhance yourself and bring a big, warm smile to your brand new face. I actually owe this job completely to my girlfriend, Valentina Gurov. I don't know if you've met her. She works over at Xenofresh. When I arrived here 2 years ago, I met her at the Astro Lounge. We talked, I told her I needed a job, and she got me this gig. Cool, huh? It's a little scary, though. The person I replaced totally vanished. Like, poof. Valentina said they probably had an accident or something. She's helped me out with this job so much. She even brings me business from time to time. People she sends my way. It's the best. Sure, ask away. Unfortunately, once the process is complete, it can't be reversed. However, if you don't like your new look, you're always welcome to return to your original look by undergoing another treatment. Ooh, sorry. No. Once the process is complete, the sale is final. But don't worry. Our system will allow you to see what you're going to look like before you commit to the change. Absolutely. We're proud to feature a no disfigurement guarantee. If for any reason our machine doesn't perfectly replicate the look you selected, we'll make it right. That's the Enhance Promise. Great. So, would you like to undergo a treatment? I'll take a look, but I won't make any promises, okay? If you're looking for a new you, I'm always ready to help.
Welcome, off-worlder, to the Hotel Full.
They do say the hardest part is showing up.
You have plenty of space available. Oh, thanks. I'll definitely give this some thought. It couldn't hurt. Maybe after you've rented a room for a few nights, I might let you in on my secret. For now, it'll just have to... Sorry. Enjoy your visit to Neon.
Your home away from home, here on Neon.
It's a dangerous galaxy, but here at Reliant Medical.
Hey there. Got the shakes, huh? Don't worry. Doc Manning will fix you up.
Please state the nature of your medical emergency.
Yeah, haven't zoned in like a week. My whole body feels...
Oh my goodness. Another poor soul. All right. Tell me what happened to you. Is it an Aurora overdose? Something else, perhaps?
You know, rat me out to anyone, right?
You kidding? No one cares if you're addicted to the stuff.
Unfortunately, yes. You see, the more Aurora that a user absorbs, the more resistance their body builds up to its active ingredients. That means the user needs larger and larger doses in order to feel its full effect. Eventually, the doses get so incredibly large, the user's nervous system simply can't handle the overload. Oh, well, that's quite unusual, but you're welcome here just the same. Since you're clearly a first-time visitor to Reliant Neon, I'd love to offer you a free checkup, but I'm afraid I'm dangerously low on supplies. I can assure you it isn't by choice. You see, I'm a bit at odds with the current administrator of Neon. His drug is turning the streets into a graveyard, and he doesn't seem to care. We've argued about it on more than one occasion, and all he's done is try to persuade me to quit. Thinning out my supply chain is his newest tactic. I've spoken to the people at Reliant Medical Corporate, I've talked to the Freestar Rangers, I've even gone to the Freestar Collective Council. Every answer is always the same. We're working on it. It's corruption at the highest levels. Ugh. So aggravating. Then you understand what I'm up against. At this point, I've resorted to asking anyone that has a ship registered outside of the Volii system to bring me medical supplies. I pay them for the supplies, of course, but it's the only way I can sneak them past Bayou's people at the spaceport. Now, if there's anything else I can do for you, anything at all, you just let me know. Aurora stimulates the neural circuits in the brain, specifically targeting the neurotransmitter serotonin in the prefrontal cortex. This causes significant sensory hallucinations, both auditory and visual. That's the enticement factor. As you can imagine, this state is highly addictive, and the user gets stuck in a vicious cycle. They need more Aurora to satisfy their cravings. Well, it's completely dependent upon how long the user's been addicted. People have been using for, say, 2 years or less. I've been able to put through a full detoxification program successfully. But there are others who have been addicted pretty much all their adult lives, and I have yet to try and cure someone who hasn't relapsed. I wouldn't mind a bit of extra traffic as long as the supplies allow for it. A few extra credits never hurt. That would be amazingly helpful. It's a relief to meet someone who gives a damn about anyone other than themselves for a change. Oh, and I'll pay you directly for the supplies, of course. It's the only way I can sneak them past Bayou's people at the spaceport. There's nothing to worry about. As long as packages aren't coming off a commercial vessel, the authorities won't scan them. That's why this has to be done slowly and methodically. If I get too much all at once, they'll catch on to my scheme. I use the proceeds from my paying customers, and by cutting a few expenses here and there, I'm able to use a bit of my own money. It's not a bother, really. The cots here at the facility are actually quite comfortable. Don't worry about me. You just watch yourself. Administrator Bayou doesn't like people that rock the boat, if you catch my meaning. Anyway, I have a contact over at the clinic in the Narian system. Abby Edding? She's one of the nurses there. She'll get you started. Thank you so much for doing this. You have no idea how helpful it'll be for the poor folk that live in Ebside. Let's take a look. Not so bad, really. Okay. This might hurt a little. Ship shape and ready for action. Try not to get hurt out there.
Good for you. It's a dangerous galaxy.
Hello, So glad you stopped by today. Ah, thank you so much, my friend. I believe that this will be a great boon for my business. Thank you for taking the time to do this for me. It is not often to see such kindness here in Neon. I hope you have a glorious day, my friend.
Word of advice, be careful whose bad side you get on. If you're here to report a crime, take it to local security. They handle that stuff. Mostly to keep an eye on the smuggling trade. Black market goods flow through Neon like a river. Can't stop it, but I can at least keep an eye out in case it's something real serious. Think nothing of it. Word of advice, enjoy the city, but know your limits. Trouble's waiting around every corner, and the law won't protect you the way it does in other places. Law and authority aren't always the same thing. In Neon, they're almost the opposite. The people with authority don't much care about the law. Make the wrong enemies here, and you're better off just leaving the planet and never looking back. I don't mean to preach, but prudence will serve you better than bravado around here. There's something else you need? Believe it or not, yeah, it was. My mother's an executive with Ryujin, so I grew up here. I volunteered for this post as much to keep the other Rangers out of trouble as any other reason. If some hotshot rookie took this job and started flashing the badge everywhere, it wouldn't end well. Nah, I've got friends in high places, so to speak. I'm the son of a Ryujin Industries executive. Maybe you've heard of her? Name's Alexis Price. There's a sort of fragile peace here in Neon. It's better for everyone if the syndicates and the corporations coexist with minimum friction. Later.
Fully stocked and ready to sell. Well, I'll be. And all you had to do was talk to him? I reckon I should have. This whole time I've been so angry at Sigurd for making those payments. I never bothered to ask him why.
What did I tell you? You assume the worst in people and you'll make it so.
I knew when I told you so was coming, but I guess I deserve it. Thanks for your help on this. The Merchants Alliance is finally united. I don't know if we'll ever get a fair shake in the city, but it's a start.
Now, Jay, it'll be so nice to have Dietrich at...
Stop by again soon.
His Majesty decided to come down from his throne and walk. Appreciate the help. Tell everyone you know about our store.
Line of equipment and accessories for all your active needs.
I can't talk now. I'm on patrol.
Out of my face. You want a gauntlet?
We also sell a full
Welcome, off-worlder, to the hotel.
If the gangs can keep from trying to change.
I'm not in the mood.
If you are free soon,
Could we talk?
something I can do? Lovely day for it. That's fantastic. I was worried he'd take it the wrong way, so I'm glad you were able to convince him. I'll arrange for the funds to be transferred immediately. Hopefully Father will forgive the late fees. And if he doesn't, I can always reimburse them when he retires. In any case, thank you. And here, for your efforts. thank you again for your help. Tough city. You watch yourself out there. I wanted to thank you for giving me the chance to work with you. I know we met under, unusual circumstances. You seem to be acclimating well to Constellation. Are you enjoying working with them? None of us are in this for the credits. You have certainly become a vital part of the organization. That is a credit to your abilities. If I may, from what you have seen, do you think I fit in well with the rest of Constellation? No, I do not. But I find it hard to quantify. Many of the other members are polite, but distant. I worry that my background and my actions concern them. I have not shared much, but everyone knows I worked with smugglers for years. I am no stranger to violence and death. Yes, exactly. I survived. That was the only goal. For those that have not lived it, it can be difficult to imagine or accept. Others here have seen conflict, but for more noble causes. Vladimir is the only one here who can begin to understand. He was the one who pressed the group to include me. I lack his charm. He puts others at ease. I fear my presence does the opposite. That is kind of you. You also have a lot going. I find expressing affection difficult, but truly. Thank you. I know this seems trivial, perhaps childish. I have just always relied only on myself. I have never been surrounded by people like this. By a group I wish to be a part of. Does that make sense? Thank you. That is reassuring. Discussing these things is challenging for me. I hope now you can better understand why I wanted to keep the circumstances of our meeting quiet. I wanted to thank you for not saying anything to Vladimir. You were unsure about it, and I can understand that. I am glad that you decided against it. It would only give me more to worry about. Indeed it was. And now I hope you can see why. Thank you for talking this over with me. It is good to know that at least one member of Constellation understands me.
You've been given an all-access pass to our offices, courtesy of Nicholas Slayton himself.
There a problem?
Hoping to get a meeting? I've been waiting all day. It's ridiculous.
Not paid to talk.
Yeah?
I hear Sedaton's had some major layoffs recently. Never a good sign.
We hope you enjoy your visit to Slayton Aerospace.
What? Welcome to Xenofresh, the pride of Neon. The Freestar Collective has given Xenofresh Fisheries the sole right to fish chasm bass and use it to produce Aurora. If you care to sample some yourself, we have it for sale at the famous Astral Lounge. Although Aurora is our flagship product, we also produce a line of delicious seafood products as well. Xenofresh is the best place to work in Neon, hands down. The pay is good, the hours are respectable, and the company's profits are skyrocketing. We're fortunate that Administrator Bayu dedicates his time and brilliance to see our company excel. Oh, try not to disturb Miss Grath. She's a busy woman.
What? I'm working here.
Working at Xenofresh is amazing.
No time to chat.
Come on. Free Aurora? What other corp can beat a bird like that?
I don't really have time to talk, so make it quick. You're not a plate of croissants. Croissants. I had commissioned a special order of baked goods for our next board meeting. It's called sarcasm. Read the room, for God's sake. Then you're not... Oh, for God's sake. That foolish girl up front must have allowed you back here. I'm going to have a bit of a chat with her later. Look, I'm really quite busy. If you're not here on Xenofresh business, I'm going to have to ask that you leave. My name's Libby Grath, and I am the CFO of Xenofresh Fisheries. And since I answer directly to Administrator Bayu, I hope you aren't here to cause any sort of trouble. The last thing I need right now are more protests and complaints to deal with. Everything under the sun, from unfair business practices to reported bad working conditions to the price of Aurora. We're the #1 most successful corporation on Neon, so we're obviously a huge target of opportunity for slander and false accusations. Everyone's looking for a free handout or a tiny piece of the massive success that we've accomplished. Well, I'll tell you the same thing I tell them before I have them escorted out. It's not going to happen. Not on my watch. Well, this has been a delight. We must do it again sometime. This better be important. I have 100 things to do, and you're number 101 on my list, so if you'll excuse me.
Walter is very proud of his business. And he should be. His ships are very high quality.
This is the Stroud Eklund business offices. We don't do sales here, if that's what you're looking for.
Phil, I did enjoy watching your escapades around Neon with Walter. I'm sure it's all he'll talk about next.
Got a problem?
I used to be an actuary. Now look at me.
It's an honor to be part of the Stroud Eklund team.
Are you gonna let me work, or are you gonna keep bothering me? I don't have time for this. Talk to my secretary if you need something.
Thanks to you, Saburo is free of debt, and I am free of guilt. Nice visiting with you.
What? I'm working here?
Private sector. Now that's where the real money's at.
If you want to talk, you'll have to schedule an appointment.
Can't talk. I've got a deadline coming up.
Yeah, what? Is this important? I'm really busy right now. Let me save you some time. If you're here for a job, we're not hiring. If you're here about the conduction grid tour, we shut it down a year ago. See that big yellow thing that's draped over almost the entire city? That's the grid, or what the locals call the span. Besides looking like some sort of madman's modern art piece, it's actually the main source of the city's power. Well, like I said, it's shut down. Had to cut the entire tour staff too. Look, I'm sorry if I'm blowing up at you, but I've got a ton of problems and no time to deal with them all. I'm afraid that things aren't going terribly well around here. Why? Because I'm sick and tired of putting on a corporate face and pretending that nothing's wrong. It's do or die time around here. We can either spin our wheels forever or worse, go under completely. I don't care if I'm allowed to or not. I'm happy to get this off my chest. The conduction grid went online almost 75 years ago. And since then, we haven't developed a single groundbreaking innovation. At this point, the money we're taking in as a power utility barely covers the waste that's going on in the research and development division. Unfortunately, no. I'm in third on the corporate ladder. One step above me is Ayumi Komiko. She's the COO of the company. And then there's Kaito Harada, our esteemed CEO who never seems to be around. No, of course not. We still produce smaller power systems and backup generators, but nothing even close to the magnitude of the conduction grid. Genodyne needs to come out with something spectacular to put us back on the map. If not, we'll remain stagnant forever, or worse. You'd think that, right? The problem is that Brayson Bayou, Administrator Bayou's brother, is currently heading up the R&D division. I swear to you, the man doesn't know the first thing about power systems or electromagnetic technology. I can give you 117 reasons. Our employees. If Genodyne goes completely under, how many of them will lose their jobs? How many might get cut in a restructure? My position puts me in charge of the welfare of our personnel. I can't in good conscience allow that to happen to them. Isn't it obvious? Administrator Bayou clearly leaned on Ms. Komiko to get his brother hired. It's nepotism in action. Of course there are. But so far, Brayson has suppressed most of their work through pure jealousy. Look, I'm running out of options. No one above me seems to care what's going on, but I'm willing to take a chance. I have a full report on Brayson that I want to send to Administrator Bayou, but I don't know if he can be trusted. What do you think I should do? It describes my aggravation with how badly Brayson Bayou is running the Research and Development Division. I'm also including a list of all the failed experiments he's greenlit, and how much they've cost Genodyne as proof of his incompetence. I'm praying someone as financially successful as Administrator Bayou might be able to put aside his ego and look at this from a business perspective. You know what? You're absolutely right. I can't allow Brayson to run this company into the ground. Hey, look, thanks for helping me out with this. It's been on my mind for a long time. If there's anything else you need, any questions at all, feel free to ask. That's an excellent question, and the answer for it is surprisingly simple. The conduction grid is only effective in lightning-rich environments. That's why Volai was chosen as its primary development site. Genodyne has always hoped to adapt the grid's absorption technology for other applications, but nothing public has ever been announced. The span above the city is outfitted with a specially developed electromagnetic absorption system. When a lightning discharge hits the span, the energy is instantly distributed across the grid to prevent overload. The energy is then transferred through a series of polyphasic capacitors and rectifiers to ensure all of the negative and positive strikes are equalized. At this point, the energy is clean, and it gets stored in massive storage cells in Neon's underbelly, from which it's parceled out and used for power. Genodyne was founded in 2232 by the original designer of the conduction grid, Felicia Corbin. Working from her facility in Neon, it took her almost 25 years to get the conduction grid up and running. That was Genodyne's first and last major success. It was great speaking with you.
My mother wanted me to be a doctor. A doctor. Mothers, am I right?
Are you supposed to be here?
Are you lost?
Sorry, I'm busy at the moment.
Haven't met our CEO, Mr. Harada? Me either. He's never around.
Yeah?
This is some serious firepower.
What can I sell you today? Hey, you look like someone who craves serious firepower, yeah? Well, don't sweat it, I've got you covered. Seen some action, huh? Yeah, I knew it. I knew it! You see, I had you all figured out the moment you walked into my showroom. I said to myself, Matthias, that looks like the kind of person who blow a hole in the wall to get to their goal. I'm talking military-grade, state-of-the-art weapons hardware. Click. Bang. Am I right? Only when a steely-eyed weapons wonderkind like yourself graces my place. Oh, don't worry. We sell all sorts of nifty noisemakers around here. Just stay with me for a second. Imagine being completely surrounded by Crimson Fleet pirates, with nothing but a magstorm and a few hundred rounds. You wouldn't even break a sweat. You, my friend, are perched on the edge of infinity. And Core Kinetics would love to come along for the ride. So what do you say? Of course. And you want to know why? Because that's all you'll ever need. We're the first and last word in weapons tech. You point, you fire, the target's vaporized. Hey, what can I say? Some people like wine, others like beer. In the end, you're just here to get drunk. Am I right? I'm right. Let's get you tooled up and on your way. You think this is amped up? You should see me after I take a hit of Aurora. Maybe chase it with a couple cans of blend. Huh. Once I start flying, I could sell a mag launcher to your grandmother. Skills, baby. It's all about the skills. Imagine the #1 gun manufacturer in the settled systems. They sit right at the top of the list, the best of the best. You got that in your mind? Okay, now, Core Kinetics. We are chilling one step above all of that. Nothing else even comes close to eclipsing our deadly mag tech. You think I'm bullshitting you? Buy one of our guns, slap in a magazine, squeeze the trigger and feel the pull. There's no sensation like it in the galaxy. Feel the pull. I like that. I think I might use that as a slogan in our next ad campaign. Damn, I'm good. It's what the brain guys call the magnetically assisted projectile systems. That's the heart and soul of all our weapons. Those wizards managed to figure out how to push a solid slug out the end of a gun faster and more accurately than a conventional bullet. Some folks call them railguns, but I personally hate that name. This ain't no steam train. This is magtech. And it'll put holes in concrete. This stuff will put holes in anything. You need firepower. You know where to find us.
These are some of the best guns money can buy. Now, if I only had the money.
Great place to blow off some steam.
Seems like the Crimson Fleet is everywhere these days.
Hell yeah! The music is amazing! Hey there. Hi! Having fun?
This Aurora stuff, it's blowing my mind.
Yes?
Stay out of trouble or we'll have a problem.
So important that you need to interrupt my busy schedule. Can't I even get a moment of peace? We're done here.
I'm a little stoned right now, so let's take it slow, okay?
Gotta call, someone's power kept going out.
Hello there. Welcome to Ryujin Tower, the beating heart of Ryujin Industries. I'm Jupiter, the tower's secretary. Can I help you with something? We're the largest corporation in the Freestar Collective. We deal in everything from refreshments to starships. We're best known for our neuroamp technology. If you're curious about it, we have a selection on display at the Ryujin store near the back of the lobby. Is there anything else I can help you with? The public can visit our Tayo, Tranquility, and drone sales offices upstairs. All are worth visiting. The tower also serves as Ryujin's corporate headquarters and is home to our research and development team, but unfortunately, those areas are restricted. Ah, yes. We have an information kiosk right here in the lobby. You'll find it just to my right. And don't forget to check out the Ryujin Industry store in the back of the lobby before you leave. No visit to Ryujin Tower is complete without a look at our patented neuroamp technology, after all.
Management says we have to keep an eye out for thieves. Neuroamps are in demand these days.
Is looking for the young, bright minds of the future. Apply today at the nearest kiosk.
It seems like it's always raining in Neon. Welcome to Tranquility, your new favorite spot to refresh and escape from the hustle and bustle of Neon. I'm Delilah. Please let me know if you need any help or product recommendations. Is this your first time visiting Ryujin Tower? Yep, that's right. Ryujin has its fingers in all sorts of pies. I guess that's the best way to turn a profit. They don't have much to do with our day-to-day, though. As long as our customers are happy and we're making sales, that's all that matters. It's a pretty impressive building, isn't it? If you haven't gotten a chance to check out the NeuroAmp store yet, you really should. Tech like that goes way over my head, but it's amazing what Ryujin's engineers are capable of. Feel free to stop by for a chat anytime. You seem like an interesting person, and small talk goes nicely with a good cup of tea. No, I'm not. I'm from a small farming settlement in a nearby system. Funnily enough, the farms my community maintains supply some of Tranquility's tea leaves. I grew up watching the ships and traders come in from Neon, and wishing I could get on one and see the city for myself. It seemed like such a fascinating place. I don't know, honestly. I never really wanted to be a farmer, so there's not much waiting for me back home. But I can't see myself living in Neon permanently. Maybe I'll get lucky and Tranquility will open a new office somewhere else. I'd be the first to sign up for a transfer. Sometimes, yeah. I didn't know anyone when I moved here, so I was really lonely. The town I'm from is tiny, so I knew almost everyone. It was a big change. Not exactly. Everyone here is busy and stressed, and there's a lot of crime. The stories I grew up with made Neon seem like paradise, but it really isn't. I'm just happy to work for a company that puts smiles on people's faces. It seems like most people here could use one. That's probably for the best. I don't think the galaxy could handle more than one city like this one. Oh, Tranquility is the Settled System's #1 tea brand. We have a tea for pretty much any occasion, in a variety of standard and unique blends. If you'd like more information, you should visit our sales office upstairs. Feeling like a nice cup of tea today, hmm? Have a relaxing day.
You in a buying mood today? Welcome to the Ryujin Industries product store. Look at neuroamps mostly, same as always. All of Ryujin Industries' latest and greatest neuroamps. Take a look. I'm sure we have something that might suit your needs. Neuroamps are Ryujin Industries' signature product. They're small pieces of wearable tech that enhance some of the user's brain functions. Some of our best sellers can help with anything from focus and short-term memory to communication and confidence boosting. Of course, they're practically the foundation of what Ryujin was built on. That all depends on what you like to improve. If you're looking for a bit of a diplomatic edge, our Neurocom series is great. The Neuroboost can help you gain that confidence you need to really stand your ground. And our Neurotac series, Tac for Tactical, specializes in critical thinking. Sure have. My neuroamp's the reason I got where I am. 6 months ago, I was barely motivated enough to hold a job scrubbing floors as a janitor at Ryujin Tower. But thanks to this nifty little thing, I feel more motivated than ever, and my social skills have really improved. I can talk to customers no problem now. Plus, I haven't lost my keys once since I started wearing it. Some people seem to think so. I say you gotta see it to believe it. Why don't you check out the shop? It's worth browsing even if you aren't looking to buy. Custodian, IT support, security. I've worked plenty of low-level jobs at Ryujin Tower and did pretty poorly at most of them. I'm sure they would have fired me ages ago if it weren't for Jupiter, the young lady at the front. She keeps pushing management to reassign me instead of letting me go. She's the one who convinced me to try out a neuroamp. I really owe her one. It's completely changed my life. Bye-bye.
Everyone who's anyone has a Tayo.
Decisions.
Tayo always seemed more style than substance, but clearly it appeals to some.
Unless I miss my mark, someone as interesting as you doesn't work here. Welcome to the office of the famed spacecraft engineer Dara Ulrich. Such as it is. Word of advice? Walk carefully. Dara is in fine form today. It is tough for anyone to live up to her example, even Dara herself. She pioneered some really dazzling advances in modern spacecraft engineering and design. Things like seamless heat shielding with high-tech composites, to distributing power asynchronously to improve reactor yields. She's an unsung legend in the field, really. We do core spacecraft engineering here. Pure R&D. We're also supposed to be designing daring new customer-facing features. Things to get people revved up about our product lines. So, I see no harm in going for the easy wins. Instead, we focus on always being on the cutting edge. And too often we come up with nothing. Dara would have us tilt at windmills forever. True, we actually succeed sometimes. And the feeling of that? Nothing like it. But there is no shame in going for the low-hanging fruit, as my professors called it. Oh, dear Lord, don't let Dara hear you say that. Dara is taking a very hard look at thrusters. How they work, how they could improve. Bold stuff, and I must admit, if it bears fruit, well, captains would really benefit from it. But it's so easy to lose yourself chasing rabbits down the rabbit hole. It changes minute by minute. I have 3 doctorates in spacecraft engineering and related fields. I push to be assigned here, and I've learned so much. But the working conditions leave something to be desired. If you have your own ship, we're always looking for bulk resources. The Star Yards had negotiated a set price with the Trades Authority. Twice the market rate. Most contractors either represent mining companies or are miners themselves. But really, we don't care where you get the resources, so however you procure them is your own affair. Once you have the requested resources in your cargo hold, just return to me. We'll pay you the agreed fee, and we'll send porters to pick up the cargo. If you deliver the full amount, there's a bonus in it for you, too. As a first-time contractor, I am required by law to let you know that every Star Yard offers the same terms. But obviously, you should deal with us. Depending on your cargo hold size, you may need to make several trips to fulfill the order. So what we need is chlorine. We need a small shipment, 500 units of it. Excellent. This invoice has the details. Let me see your manifest. We'll unload that from your ship right now.
Yes, yes. Welcome to the Tile R&D department. I am this close to tendering my resignation. The absolutely relentless requirement for features, features, features. You cannot rush brilliance, ingenuity.
Just give me an old, reliable...
For their much vaunted competitive edge. And to what purpose? All the Star Yards are thick as thieves. Any innovation is reverse engineered in moments and available later that afternoon. Okay. Not literally. I'm being metaphorical. A feature is only as good as it's executed. If we clamor to add too many, quality suffers. We're a bit on edge. A deadline approaches, and we are well behind. What we do here is explore where poetry meets engineering. When we do it right, the clouds part, and it's like the light of heaven. But the pain we go through to get there, well, it is hell. Absolutely. Even the times we fail, at least we try. Hope Tech ships are little better than flying blocks, and Deimos, Armed to the teeth, certainly, but ugh. But when we are at our best, the math just comes together in perfect elegance. It is a battlefield of ideas and math. All the star yards trying to one-up each other. But I've already vented to a complete stranger enough. Hello. I've already said that, didn't I? What? The fancy boy? He has barely learned his letters, and they assign him to me. All he cares about are cheap thrills. A more ergonomic pilot seat? Really? We are building the future here, not cheap meat for press briefings. In other offices, tackling different problems, we have a distributed model of development. Vern and I are working on core research, things that could be applied to all classes of spacecraft. Excellent. I have work to get back to.
Tayo is simply the best.
Can you believe these guys? What do you mean? People go crazy over this Tayo stuff. I don't see it.
Look around. I mean, it's pretty amazing stuff.
Nah, just give me an old, reliable Hope Tech. Your grandkids could still be flying those.
That
No ship's better in the settled systems.